So we are almost ready to set up the 42 campaign. So play it with all the three games together. And in this session I will take care of the Soviets. And as I have received some ideas from friends in the last days, I want to show you this video. I believe that the setup for the Soviet is very important for this campaign, but also for the 42 scenarios. I have highlighted some of the key areas I want to defend at all costs, and they have a wooden cone orange colored on. So, for example, you can easily spot that the area of Leningrad is a must-hold area, and I have placed there 3 blocks at least in every X. You can see I have 4 in both Leningrad and Volkhov because one of them is an air unit, while I'm bluffing a bit in Oranienbaum, where I have a one-step fighter, a one-step tank unit, and a 4-step infantry. Other positions around, such as Leningrad and Volkhov, as we were saying, are really strong defended. I have a fort plus a full-strength tank corps and an almost full-strength shock army and a 3-step fighter. What about Leningrad? Leningrad is held by a couple of good ground units, so the other 3-step armor unit I have, plus another infantry corps. And then the best fighter I have, and an artillery, a 2-step artillery. Considering that Leningrad is a fortress and is also surrounded by a river, in this way my units will get a triple bonus during the first round of the attack and a double bonus in all the others, while the Axis will suffer a triple melee for the first round and a double melee for the other combat rounds. So in this way I should be able to hold Leningrad at any cost. In this area, as you can see, I also want to hold the Veliki Luki salient, and for this reason I have deployed here the other 3 forts I have and coupled them with strong units. So for example, while here this X is forested and this X is forested, I have deployed 1-step fort with a 4-step infantry unit, while here, as this X is clear, I have deployed 3 units, so a fort, a 4-step infantry corps, and the mighty 3-step tank corps. That said, the other area I want to hold in the north at all costs is the area of Murmansk, and so I have deployed in Murmansk a 4-step infantry coupled with a 2-step marine infantry, so they have a bonus when defending. And in order to avoid this port goes under siege, I have deployed another fort here with a 4-step ground unit here, just in case I would to deal with an aggressive Axis player sending his key troops against probably this X. I have a shock army at 1 step, which might be reinforced at full strength, so 7-step in a row, and then attacking to get this area, maybe with an artillery unit. The reason is that the more Axis units I keep here, the less will go to the Caucasus, because yeah, the story behind of this strategy is that, as you can see by this larger view, what I'm basically telling to my opponent is go for Stalingrad, get it, and then try to reach Baku. There are not a lot of Soviet units here, so I'm directly trying to inviting him to get the Caucasus route. As you already know, there are two ways for the Axis to win: getting the Soviets after getting Leningrad and Moscow, or forcing them to surrender in the same way after getting Stalingrad and Baku. So, for this reason, as you can see here, all my first line, well, all my line, because I don't have a second line here, is made of one-step ground units. They will easily be destroyed or encircled, while around Moscow, and to protect the Veliki Luki salient, I have deployed my best troops. My best troops, as you remember, are around Leningrad, and to keep the Finns busy in the Arctic. About the southern front, what I don't want to give the Axis in the first turn, guess what it is? The Kerch Strait. So, in order to keep the strait as long as I can, as you can see, I have deployed only a one-step infantry inside of the fortress. What can we say? Maybe it is better to pump this up a bit, let's say a three-step, and at the same time reducing this other guy here. In this way, the Axis will probably commit his Gustav cannon against Sevastopol in order to cross the Kerch Strait in the exploitation phase. And for this reason, as you can see, I have deployed a zero-step unit, which is a marine in this case, in order to avoid the Kerch Strait gambit. The only other thing I don't want to give up easily in the south is Rostov, because Rostov is the Caucasus gate. So, as you can see, I have deployed here a four-step infantry with a one-step tank corps and a VVS commander. Considering that Rostov is behind a river and it is a major city, all these units will have a double bonus during the first combat round, so they will have probably the chance to give the Axis player a bad headache. So holding Rostov is mandatory because the only railway going south is the one passing through Rostov. That's why I want to keep it. Just while talking with you, I have now realized that I forgot to deploy this tankette. Yeah, it is one-step tankette, I know, but it is better than nothing, so I will deploy it in Stalingrad, keeping here a bluffing stack of 4 blocks, but as you can see, except for the bomber, which is 2 steps, all the other units are 1 step. And again, I can stack 4 units in Stalingrad because it's a city, so I have 2 ground combat units plus a ground support unit and then the plane. Yeah, basically what I'm trying to do is, I know that the Luftwaffe is really powerful, and Stukas with the Jericho Trumpete bonus attack option are really deadly in open field. So instead of dispersing my troops over the maps, I prefer to concentrate them in major city to get bonus in terms of anti-air and also giving the Axis a malus in terms of recon. As you can see in Krasnodar, the other important city I must hold at all cost, I have 2 mountain corps ready to withdraw on the hills with a 3-step bomber and a 2-step VVS commander. So again, I know that the Axis does not have a lot of time, while I can count on American Lend-Lease, on huge production, and especially on reinforcements that will start arriving from Siberia from next turn, July 42. As you can see, I will have a lot of guard units, infantry, cavalry and tank arriving, and as soon as they will be deployed, and as soon as in November 42 I will have my level 2 tanks, and then in January I will add my VVS with Tech 2 fighters, then I could start to give the Axis some troubles here and there. But for the summer I will just stay covered and waiting for the Axis. So I hope he will take the southern way to win the game, but in the other case he will have to face first of all bad terrains and then the strongest Soviet troops determined to not give ground. That's it, have fun.